Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I am your host, Matorius. This is part 68 of the 10-hour Bertaria scam documentary that was built a couple years ago by Milker Nation.
Evans. Just incredible. In the bunkhouse, we're going to have like bunk beds so it can sleep like 10 people. I have a vision of awesome medieval type festivals. Yeah. So it's like they retain heat better. So that's why we're using cordwood and sawdust and mortar and shit, 6-inch slabs. If you have a bunch of people in the same place, your body heat would get it, like let's say it's like 30 degrees outside. At night in one of these stone places would be like 60, 65 degrees. If you have like 5 adults in a 20 by 20, because, 8-inch thick walls made of like real shit, not like this fucking Chinese bullshit walls that we all have. So it's like, how do you get a fuckload of wood for not a lot of money? So cordwood is $150 a cord. No, it might even be cheaper. It might be $150 for 2 cords or something. It's crazy. And a cord is 4 feet by 8 feet cube. Framing is very important for houses. Yeah. But when you're dealing with 12 by 12 or 20 by 20 cottages, you can do like sawdust walls and shit. You can do earth bags. You can do all kinds of shit. And then we have 8 by 8 lumber. Like we have lumber. We are framing windows and doors and shit. But it's like we don't like. And another good thing is we have through part of the property we have a natural gas pipeline, so it will always be protected. Like it's. I don't think the grabblers are ever gonna like allow that to fucking burn. Man, ever thought it was going to be a bring your tent type of thing? Well, that's the type of thing it is. Question about Ursa Rio Bill.
Did that say I never thought it would be a bring your tent type of thing? Has it ever been a bring your tent type of thing? Because if so, the joke that I said in one of the other parts doesn't work. He was saying something was intense and...
Building project. Yeah. Is it only open to those who donated the full 400? No, but we had to just go, we had to do an orderly thing. And so I now have a strong appreciation for customer relations people, because it's really, there's a lot of questions that are, it's really hard to structure something that just moves smoothly. So we started with 400 and...
It's really hard to structure something that just moves smoothly. The smooth part was him selling an investment. People were investing in something. And they were investing in a saving, in a safety net at the beginning of this. And now they're just investing in a documentary.
Over, because those are the people that made this possible with their donation. And then if we had time and like abilities, we would go all the donors and over, but now it's like it got too late. So I don't know if we can like send out an invite for like to come like a day later. I don't know. It's just be patient with us and we'll have something that 400 and over, and those who said yes to the build. Yeah, and I've been getting emails that they didn't hear or whatever. Go to bertaria.io, fill out all your information, and then get in that system. And then when we do a wave of invites, you would be invited.
So after giving all of your money to begin with for the investment in the safety net that he pitched during a worldwide crisis, after you've done that, of course, and participated and just sat back and participated in this high trust community to where if you say anything and he tells you to shut up and you don't shut up, then you have to leave. But in order to communicate, you have to pay another $15 a year for the communications for all of your investing.
It may have went to your junk mail, but trust me, we want Builder Buddy help. This is a crazy undertaking.
That is the first time I've heard the term Builder Buddy, I believe, throughout this entire documentary. We're 8 hours and 10 minutes in. Builder Buddy is another term for slave, in case you don't know.
And I can't possibly see all
Shout out to Slave Hey Boy.
your emails and DMs and stuff. So I will probably be posting in the Idaho section of the Bertaria Times to invite people out for a day or two to help sometime next week. The building is amazing. Yeah. Hey, God, tell the people about Ursa Rio. Do you want to see one of our drone shots? Check this out.
Okay, so he is actually, I think this answers my question. This is during the building of Ursa Rio, the 10 acres. And if I'm not mistaken, he's back at his house, so he's not camping. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Watch this. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, what did God just say? So awesome. Crew are a bunch of workhorses. Yeah, they're legends. Working so hard. So honored to be with those guys. Happy birthday.
He actually looks exhausted a little bit. He actually looks like he's been out in the sun doing some work. I think that's, oh, wow. And this is a guy that runs a farm. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is a day after him actually. Oh, wow.
Big Bear is so cool. You get to spend it with builder buddies to turn Ursa Rio into an oasis for bears. Yes, indeed.
Talking about like the build, we're gonna do it, and Owen talked about it in the stream this morning, but we're gonna do it.
I'm fairly sure that the voice that you're hearing is Coddington.
Gonna be like alpha teams and Bravo teams, and so don't worry if
We're going to be building for literally.
If you want to see who he looks like, look up The Wizardry of Owen Benjamin. It's on my channel. It's on the Texas Go radio show. The Wizardry of Owen Benjamin, I'm pretty sure. And you'll get to see what Coddington looks like.
Like decades.
Yeah, there will always be a way to contribute and help. So
guys, like we haven't even. We're building. Right now, we're building a 20 by 20 bunkhouse and a 12 by 12 cabin, family cabin, all like stone.
So this is another thing that I think backs up what I was thinking. That even though all of these people showed up to help build something and they're all camping, he's making the drive. Guys, I've got a farm to take care of. I'm going to go back and sleep in my comfy bed, and y'all are going to camp, and I'll show up in the morning.
Foundations, it's going to be sick. But like, we're eventually going to be building a castle. So if you missed out on this week, we're just trying to keep going. Like, we're going to have it
Eventually, we're going to build a castle. In case you don't know, Owen fancies himself a king. And he wants a castle so that he can live in the castle with his lieutenants, while his family and his sons, his wife and sons, live above a restaurant that he owns, that they work in, that make him an extra piece of income, while he lives out in wherever with his lieutenants in a castle.
Like an unfathomable amount of building opportunities in the future. We're also going to make it some of the land arable and agricultural.
And if you wonder why all these grown men and women are participating in this, it's because their hands are pretty much tied at this point. Unless they just want to cut their losses and walk away, which some people did. But this is a high trust community, and you have to understand what that means. What that means is if you ask any questions and get out of line, he'll tell you to shut your mouth. And if you don't shut your mouth, then you're out.
And we're all to code because these things we're building right now are technically shelters because they're not. They're heated by wood stove. There's no electricity or plumbing. And then we're doing one separate septic area. Right now we have porta potties, but and so then we'll get the permitting for that. We don't need permitting for what we're currently doing. They're shelters. That's why I know the troll farms have already tried that.
And that is determined to be a lie, right? Digital Jonestown, I do believe, has the actual the hearing or whatever you want to call that.
Little angle, and it's like we cross our T's and dot our I's here. And Idaho is very, very freedom oriented.
Yeah.
So these are really, really nice shelters. Down to me. Oh, so guys, I know most of you guys are at Bertaria Times. I want you guys to see what we're up to at Ursa Rio. So this week I will post in the Idaho section information on how you can come up and hang with us during this build. Because the really hard part is right now. And so it's not very social. It's just dudes working very hard. But you're not going to miss out on anything. We're going to be building for years, guys. This is just the beginning. The property, love, you're going to freak out when you see where this property goes. It starts going up a mountain that we've named Mount Crushmore.
Okay, so what he just said, it's not very social right now. It's just a bunch of dudes working. That's why he's at his house right now. It's because dudes are working. And out of this whole 10-hour documentary so far, 8 hours in, this is the second time that he's holding one of his 3 children, or however many children he has. Hey, guys, y'all keep working. I've got a family to take care of. Hey, guys, I know that y'all left y'all's family and y'all's actual jobs to see this through because of y'all's investment in the safety net that y'all invested during a worldwide crisis. But I'm going to go ahead and dip off because I've got other obligations.
And so we will be building a castle in the side of Mount Crushmore. It's going to take a while, but do we have good filming bears? Oh, yeah, named Mount Crushmore. And so we will be building a castle in the side of Mount Crushmore. It's going to take a while, but do we have good filming bears? Oh, yeah, this whole thing's filmed as a documentary. So I'm definitely going to invite bears up to hang and see what everyone's doing. But, like, we're just, like, hauling dirt, rocks, measuring, right.
I've noticed that he hasn't said anything about hauling that water.
Now we have all the what do they call it when you are about to pour cement?
Foundation.
Yeah, we have our foundation dug. The footers all are like, we have the wood already like leveled out and everything.
And then we have Campground questions. This one is also by Victor Carl Martinez. Concerned residents near the Boy River along Earl Lane Road spoke to county commissioners on Tuesday, May 25th, about an alleged, quote, Ruby Ridge-style compound forming in Boundary County. Elaine Duncan and 8 additional residents provided documentation supporting their belief that the owners, Struggle Bear Corporation and Owen Benjamin, have violated the zoning provisions for the neighborhood. On the Great Bear Trail website, Owen Benjamin details a request for donations to his compound called Beartaria. Quote from the website says, donate toward the creation of a community campground with cabins and utility. Your name and email address will be added to an exclusive list that will be giving access to campgrounds year-round depending on space availability. The complaint cites that the 10-acre lot will be used for recreational commercial purposes, allowing people to use the land as a place to build a village of buildings. Duncan presented evidence in detail, highlighting the violations she believes have occurred, including a clearing in a zone designated for agriculture and forest land. Additionally, Duncan recently detailed construction crews set up.
So does that mean that he cleared land that was designated to be agricultural? Is that what that means? I'm not that smart, so.
In the open area.
I just know that if you're going to do something, you put due diligence in, and you don't tell everybody, "Hey, yeah, we're going into this thing. We're not planning. We didn't plan any of this, and even if it falls apart, you got a documentary."
On the gas pipeline with a pyramid tent, mobile campers, and multiple tents. As the presentation was made, Duncan outlined what she believes is probable cause violations being committed, and under Section 4.7 in county zoning provisions, the administration has a right to act. The section details that if probable cause is established and the offender is offered the opportunity to correct the violations but doesn't, then the administrator may request the Boundary County Sheriff's Office to become responsible for enforcing the law. Commissioner Dan Denning seemed concerned about the complaint and documentation, but reiterated that the process must be done correctly to be successful for it to proceed. But I think what's interesting is this Owen Benjamin person, since me and Chance have started the podcast, this man's name has popped up on Twitter with people mentioning us and asking us to take a look into this, where they believe something sinister is amiss.
Yep, this has been on our radar for a little while now.
Up north, and it's interesting to see this coming into fruition. I do agree with the commissioner, though, as I've noticed in many hearings, is that if you are going to do something, you have to do it right. And if these people are doing something sinister, then you don't want to give them a chance to correct themselves.
I couldn't agree more.
We had a
I'm gonna make a statement. These people, there's only one person. There's only one person, and it's because, and y'all seen me struggle with this, calling them victims and whatnot. And at a certain point, yes, you have to take responsibility. You have to be the grown up in the situation. Cut your losses, walk away. Absolutely, I encourage everyone to do that if you haven't already done it, because there will be a time where it's too much, and that time might have already came and gone. I don't know. All I'm saying is that at least this far, at this part in this story, in this saga, in these events, 8 hours and 17 minutes in, one thing you have to understand is these people have given thousands and thousands of dollars to this man for an investment in a safety net during a worldwide crisis. And he has flipped and turned and squeezed and prodded and manipulated his way into the only thing that he has to give them is a documentary. Also, while saying this is a high trust community, which literally translates to shut your effing mouth or I'm going to kick you out. That's what a high trust community to Owen Benjamin means.
little bit of a media blitz against the bear.
And so what I'm asking for is some understanding towards the victims. That's a tough place to be. You invested thousands of dollars for a safety net during a worldwide crisis, and this is what's happening. I mean, I can understand. That's all I'm saying, is I can understand. This is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Pretorius. As always, till next time.